Hey, it's Chris Cashman, and may the 4th be with you, Star Wars fans. You were looking at a 10,000 square foot warehouse showcasing the most incredible Star Wars collection you've ever seen, guaranteed. It's not a cashback guarantee, but it's a cash man guarantee. We'll tell you all about it tonight on Evening.
Relax at Leavenworth's newest attraction.
Hey, it's me, Cisco. Here's some great Mother's Day gift ideas for the mama gardener in your life.
And what happens when a 9-time Grammy winner and a 3-time Oscar winner team up?
This is gonna blow people's minds.
We've got a first look.
Ready or not, Star Wars fans, one of the most incredible May the 4th experiences is awaiting you inside what seems like an ordinary home. Oh no, Vic and Lisa are not just fans of Star Wars, they are aficionados, and that's why they have built this at the center of their home. Maybe you recognize Han Solo chilling in carbonite. Everybody wants a door that opens like that. Behold, the Death Star Movie Theater, a custom, one-of-a-kind theater. This is the kind of thing the Disney Imagineers have to put together, and the kind of thing that they built their house around.
Literally, I designed the theater, and then the house extends out from it.
Because it's got to be THX, has certain measurements you had to have for the theater to be THX certified. And we wanted THX, because that's George Lucas's, So we literally said, this is all we're going to tell you, is this has got to be this stuff. Make it all work from there.
Lisa and Vic are more than Star Wars collectors. They're aficionados, even caretakers of the collection.
Unfortunately, Yoda himself has seen better days. They weren't meant to last. They weren't meant to...
When you see Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back, it's always one of these two masks.
We're in the X-Wing.
This is sort of our gallery for high-end collectibles, our display area.
Stuff in the movies, like the first ever banner that they had in the movie theaters back in '77.
This is the jacket that Han Solo wears in The Empire Strikes Back.
We literally designed these rooms to fit what we wanted to put in here.
Until we outgrew it, and then we had to build a 10,000 square foot outbuilding to house more.
An expansive collection highlighted by an intergalactic watering hole.
They even added a cantina. They sent us the dimensions, and we measured, and we had about this much space to spare.
Vic and Lisa are teaming up with other prominent collectors in the hopes of opening a museum.
And we're going to put them together to create a world-class public museum in the hopefully not super distant future, but still a few years away.
From the Death Star Theater to the cantina, we're going to see it all here today as we... I get it. You still got the grip. Okay. Thank you. Vader still got it. Whew. Meanwhile, in one of our remote outposts known as Leavenworth, every weekend in May they host Mayfest. It's a celebration of spring. It's finally here. There is a new attraction where you can unwind after the party, and we sent Jose to check it out.
Now when you head up to Leavenworth, you can soak up those barbarian vibes. You can take a real soak at the springs.
Another slice of heaven here in Leavenworth.
A place inspired by nature. Natural hot springs in Washington can be hard to get to, so Vincent Lavelle and Marco Schuer built one here.
The springs really came about from a number of just hot springs experiences on road trips all over the US and Canada. I wanted to make something that everyone could enjoy.
The Springs has 2 hot soaking pools and a cold plunge pool, plus a sauna and a fire pit, all with mountain views. This place is relaxing, but building it wasn't.
We built this by ourselves, so it was definitely challenging and slow going. Forklift that we were lifting the pools in with would sink into the mud, and it was fun.
And since it's in Leavenworth, the Springs fits the town's barbarian theme.
We really tried to embrace that and do it in a way that felt, authentic.
That meant making parts of the building by hand.
Vincent carved all of that, the roof line there. That was the goal. We wanted it to be of the place, and it really does play nicely into the Alpine theme.
Goal achieved. The Springs is a perfect fit for this place.
I love this place. I'm so happy this place is here. These guys are great. They've poured their heart and soul into this place.
You can take a soak day and night, in sunshine and in snow, just like a natural hot spring. Well,
We have our Springs robe.
with a little more luxury.
We're both into building something beautiful for others to enjoy. And you can see that everywhere in this place. It's nice to craft something, and we have.
Soak it up. It is for 18 and up. They do recommend you make a reservation in advance. The cost is $35 to $45, depending on the day and the season you go check it out. Meanwhile, there is a shakeup in the Hot 100. I hear Miranda Priestley has beat Michael Jackson at the box office. Here's Saint with this week's Top 5.
Leading the music charts, Olivia Rodrigo's Drop Dead is her 4th straight single to debut at number 1. The 23-year-old singer performed the song on Saturday Night Live, which she hosted over the weekend. At number 2, Ella Langley rides high with Choosin' Texas, followed by Bruno Mars at 3. Olivia Dean and another Ella Langley single called Be Her round out the top 5.
You are here to help us through our current scandal.
Click, 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 everywhere I go.
On the big screen, fashion is fierce again. The Devil Wears Prada 2 struts in at number 1 with a $77 million debut. This sequel reunites the main cast nearly 20 years after the original, and insiders say the wardrobe budget alone rivals some indie film productions. Coming in second, Michael continues its strong run, while the Super Mario Galaxy movie keeps stacking family-friendly dollars. Project Hail Mary and the critically acclaimed horror movie Hokum round out the top 5.
Imagine there's a city in the South called Golden.
That's Ellen Levy, whose self-published book, Theo of Golden, is number 1 on the New York Times bestsellers fiction list. The Georgia lawyer is also a songwriter. Also trending, Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, Yesteryear by Carol Claire Burke, Purple State by Dana Perino, and The Correspondent by Virginia Evans.
Thank you, Saint. We should mention a lot of you are clearly still catching up on the HBO Max series, The Pit. It is currently their number 1 streaming series in the land.
Up next, a first look at the new Billie Eilish concert movie. And Master Gardener Cisco Morris is celebrating mamas who garden with some Mother's Day gift ideas.
Oh la la!
Now in our 40th season, Evening shares local stories that make our community shine. Evening is sponsored by Pemco Insurance. Pemco empowers the Northwest to prevent the preventable. Learn how at pemco.com.
And welcome back to a very special edition of Evening from a remote outpost on Tatooine, as far as you know. So thrilled that you were hanging out with us here on May the 4th, and May the 4th be with all of you Star Wars fans. Thanks to Vic and Lisa for letting us inside their incredible private collection that, yes, includes the Cantina to scale. What a place to belly up to the bar. And speaking of huge movies, you know, Billie Eilish and James Cameron got together to shoot a larger-than-life concert movie. It's in 3D. They shot it on her sold-out world tour. It hits theaters this Friday, and Saint has our preview.
It's your show. It's your creative vision. This is going to blow people's minds.
The concert movie event of the year all began with an email Titanic director James Cameron sent to Billie Eilish's mom about making a movie in 3D.
Obviously, a resounding yes.
Duh.
That's James Cameron.
When I asked to put a camera on the stage with her,
Absolutely no. I don't want to change the show.
that took me 6 months to convince her that intimacy is so much more powerful in 3D.
Once we started talking about that, it was so clear that it was too important.
I said, well, Billie, you know every beat of this show. Why don't we co-direct it?
Which was pretty magical.
The 9-time Grammy winner and 3-time Oscar winner teamed up on 4 concerts shot in Manchester, UK, with 17 cameras.
Just love the idea of people who didn't get to see the show getting to experience it like they were there.
It's like the best of being at the show, and we get to follow Billie behind the scenes.
Like when I go down into the stage, running through the crowd, then I go into the B stage that I shoot out of. The goal of shooting this movie is to really capture this incredible bond that I share with the fans.
It's not just rah-rah, I'm with my favorite pop star. It's an emotional connection, and it's real.
I hope that the experience that I had creating that show, filming it, and then editing it with Jim comes through, and I hope you enjoy it.
Billie Eilish hit me hard and soft. The tour in 3D hits theaters this Friday. And don't look now, Mother's Day, May 10th. Do you have some ideas? Does your mother like to garden? We have a master gardener, Cisco Morris, who has some great ideas.
Hey, it's Mother's Day. You gotta get some great gifts for your gardener mama in your life. So I've collected a few that I know my gardener mama is gonna love. This is a timer. It keeps track and turns your faucet off, because my gardener mama put a soaker hose along the side of the house, went away for the weekend, forgot it was on. All that water in the basement is not very nice. So Mom will really appreciate this. This hand nozzle, it only has 2 settings. It's got stream, which blasts the livid tweedle. You can knock a plant right out of the ground. And it's got shower, which is a nice general spray. That's all you really need. And it's so easy to use because it's got this thumb operation. I love this tool. I couldn't be without it. But since we're talking about sprinkling and watering plants, no gardener can live without a great watering can. And this is a honker too. Oh la la. So hand pruners are really important. These are nice and strong, they work well. Then make sure that you give Mama a holster. Then you get her some really attractive, but really good gloves too. And then, since we're doing a fashion statement here, you don't want Mama to get sunburned out there in the sun. So get a good Brussels sprout gardening hat. She's gonna love that. Oh la la. And finally, how can you do Mother's Day without giving Mama a plant? Find a really cool pot and then put in a beautiful little combination in there. Oh la la, is Mama gonna love this? Hey, happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Thank you, Cisco. As always, I don't know where he got that hat, but everything else you can find at your local nursery. I'll tell you what, I'm wistful sitting here in the cantina. This is a famous spot. This is where we first met Han Solo, and you remember what happened to the guy who was messing with him.
Oh boy. Up next, a Sumner teacher who's breaking records serving his community receives special attention.
And later, the customer is not always right. Restaurant staffers weigh in on what not to do when dining out. Evening is sponsored by Dram Corp.
And welcome back to a very special edition of Evening. I'm Chris Cashman DeLorean, and this is the X-Wing, just a sliver of this incredible private collection here as we celebrate Star Wars Day. It is May the 4th, and May the 4th be with you. But of course, it is also Teacher Appreciation Week. Got a special shout out for a teacher from Sumner who goes above and beyond to serve his community.
Just a spring Monday at Sumner High School. But students and teachers are crowding into leadership teacher Casey Adcox's classroom to surprise him and thank him for serving his community.
What they did for us this year goes beyond words.
Adcox mobilized the entire student body of his school to participate in a food drive for the Sumner Community Food Bank at the end of 2025.
This is the single largest food donation we have ever had. 36,000 pounds of food, and then on top of that, As if the food wasn't enough, they went out and raised almost $30,000 on food, which not only broadened our product line, but it filled a lot of the gaps that we aren't able to fill with just basic donations. So they just knocked it out of the park.
Today's surprise, an Elevate Award from the nonprofit online college WGU, a school that appreciates how hard teachers work.
WGU is the largest school of education in the country, and we work closely with school districts throughout the country to support their teacher workforce. One of the amazing things we get to do is recognize teachers during Teacher Appreciation Week.
WGU has a remarkable mission, and that is to create pathways to opportunity, and Casey really exemplifies that mission.
This was very surprising. I was not prepared for this, but I mean, it's super cool, but a little humbling, considering there's a lot of people in the room that do cool things too.
And these students have appreciation for the impact this teacher has on them and their community.
His leadership. It's just the way he guides a whole group into like doing something. It's just so like, you know, you could admire, you can look up to it.
Proud that he got the recognition that he deserves.
Great work. Casey and his students were able to raise so much money and so much food that they were able to share their bounty with other food banks in the South Sound. Style Points awarded. Way to go.
Evening is sponsored by WGU. Best Northwest Escapes is sponsored by Unforgettable Grays Harbor County.
And welcome back to Evening, a very special May the 4th Be With You edition here, celebrating the unofficial Star Wars Day here from the Cantina. How incredible is this? I'll be your bartender. What do you want? Something bubbling, something oozing. You think about it, okay? Because you know that saying, the customer is always right? Turns out that might not be the case. Saint talked to some chefs, some servers, some bartenders, and there's a lot that the customers are getting wrong.
At Little Jerry's, Tacoma's Seinfeld-themed diner, waitress Erica Pinson says her job is like being mom to 50 people at one time.
I'm trying to get them drinks, food, make sure that their food is okay.
Yada, yada, yada. She's got a system to handle all of that, and you do not want to mess with that system.
Never move tables around in a restaurant. They're strategically placed where everybody can walk through and get to everything they need. So when you pull tables out in the middle of the walkway, there's a good chance that we're gonna spill something on you.
The Red Hot on Tacoma's 6th Avenue has a no jerks policy, and manager Trey Sizer takes it seriously.
Snapping your fingers and dog whistling is a really good way to wait even longer.
Award-winning chef Tom Douglas is a pretty easygoing guy, but there is one thing customers do that really burns him up.
I guess if I had one anger spot, it's when people make a reservation and they don't call to cancel. They just don't show, right?
At Unicorn on Capitol Hill, bar manager Kaylee Wilson will put up with a lot. It is a fun joint. But keep your hands to yourself.
People trying to garnish their own drinks, grabbing fruit out of the tray and not wanting to bother us. Please don't do that. It's definitely a health code problem.
Here's a tip. When you say you're ready to order, be ready to order.
Don't start your sentence with, The waitress will come back.
This would also be a good time to take a break from your phones and actually make eye contact.
It's really nice when people can just talk to us and treat us like people.
Also, not every helpful gesture you make is really helpful.
Don't stack your plates. The servers know exactly how they want it.
It all comes down to the golden rule, treating people the way you would want to be treated yourself.
Don't be mean to us for no reason. I might be here to serve you, but I'm definitely not a servant. And I am a person too, most days.
Here's one more tip for you. Tip $2 for every 10 you spend on food and drink, no matter what that drink might be. All right, here's one more tip for you. Time is running out for you to vote in our Best Northwest Escapes, and every vote enters you to win that Washington Coast getaway. You've got a couple of more days left. Voting ends May 6th, and here's all you have to do. All you need to do is vote in our 30th annual Best Northwest Escapes. Go to king5.com/escapes to vote for your favorite getaways. Each vote gives you a chance to win a Grays Harbor getaway to Westport, Ocean Shores, Lake Quinault, and Seabrook worth $5,000. So vote for your favorite Best Northwest Escapes right now. And that'll do it for us, wrapping things up here at the Cantina. A huge thank you to Vic and Lisa for letting us inside their incredible Star Wars paradise. So long from the Cantina, and may the 4th be with you always.